Hello, I am Surbhi Raut. I am the victim of parapsychological sexual abuse by three pujaris residing in Galore, Lara district, Himachal Pradesh, Bharari Mandir. I am a queer individual and I got abused and I started getting abused in 2016. Then from 16 onwards until 25, I got myself through a lot of murder attempts, and my first episode of physical violence started in 2020 by my father when Times of India did a film on me for about my sexuality, where I came out as a queer individual, and that was not perceived on a good note in my house, just by my parents, but not by the world, by the people around, my professional and my social and my friend circle, because I had been open about myself all my life. So that was the first episode, and then since then I started getting forced for the marriage, and the talks would always turn into arguments. And then I realized before 2020, everything that went wrong about my career, in spite of my uh, healthy work ethics and professionalism, it all went down into a drain over the witchcraft that was happening from Himachal. We had visited the temple for the first time for career and financial advices, which was completely as per what I had, which was completely, and it was a casual visit. We were taken by by our relatives there. My parents had requested me a casual visit to the temple, and that one visit turned for 10 years, 11 years now in a stretch to be as diabolic and as expensive as possible. Um, I've just 2 weeks back, I just escaped a murder attempt by my father, who was angry over the fact that I have filed 344. I've managed to file an FIR on the priests in Himachal, um, and the FIR has stated 344, wrongful confinement on two of the priests. The third one was not present that day when the in-person interrogation with the cops and me about the priests and the personal meeting in front of them was when conducted. The third person wasn't available, but I can state any day it's the three priests who've done it. Beyond this, I have also been from 2020 until 25. I've been very much harrowed and physically, mentally, and emotionally by my parents for pursuing this entire case, this entire complaint. These priests also pushed me into a financial scam of 1,75,000 for a job offer from my own industry back in Bombay. I kept myself alive over my uh, passion to get back to the industry, over losing all the healthy professional and potential circles that I have, um, and against all the uh, slowly discovered fugitives sent by these priests through witchcraft to handle my projects, and none of them would, you know, be greenlit. My quality started getting degraded. The quality of the circle started getting degraded. So that is one. Second, the the abuse in the house, my financial situation. in spite of the work that I managed to put on my CV and keep myself clean of everything. I work as a writer and a director, film writer and a director, and I keep doing freelance work whenever comes. So yes, that's how I've been. For money, I was first looted into. I mean, I was by these men pulled into talks about everything or where to navigate in terms of uh, finances and etc. until I had to leave my job in 2020 over realizing how they were destroying my body and my medical condition they had worsened, and I started freelancing to save myself. And from there on, how my finances got disturbed. So currently, the murder attempt by my father for pursuing this complaint in Himachal against these pujaris has been filed back in Noida, and I'm seeking a protection and restraint order. The cops are uh, they are they've retrieved the footage and they're open to arrest him. But it all has been a failure. It's been a failure. It's been a murder. It's been the eighth murder attempt only because the first time when he conducted violence in 2020, uh, the application really that he wrote that I would never touch her again was just a formality, and until now it has been an emotional word by the cops to the parents, which has always felt like an encouragement to, which has always been like, a passage felt on deaf ears of my father. My father is mentally disturbed, but he does not believe in that, and hence he does not care about his, um, you know, but he does not care about. So sorry. But he does not really care about his. He doesn't take it seriously, so that is one. Second, and that kind of like, you know, and to prove me sick, he's beaten me up in and out, and I was given a murder. I mean, I escaped the murder attempt somehow, but and the local authorities are somewhere involved in subconsciously and silently helping my father in killing me, because even after escaping the attempt, when I rushed to the cops the next day, I was not given any medical or legal aid, and I had to jump to 3 stations in a broken frame altogether to do everything on my own, and then do all the paperwork through DM and get the officers to be discussing this entire thing, and also have my parents be just sitting down for uh, a word or an emotional understanding over this than be given any kind of legal aid against the acts that basically go in against them over my losses over the 10 years. My father has had a history of physical violence and extreme short temper because he is mentally disturbed. My mother has been an aggressive homophobe, and my brother is epileptic today only because my father used to do the same violence with him 2-3 years back over money problems, and that I kind of uh, and there I tried to I would always intervene into my father's physical attempts with my mother, not physical attempts with my mother, but like extreme verbal violence with my mother and extreme physical violence with my brother. He's a younger brother, 26 now. He lives with his fair friends. So, and I would also become a victim of his violence and etc. So I pushed my brother outside the house somehow. He was anywhere going, but the day he was to go the next day, the morning, a night before he was, beaten for leaving the house and all of that, for thinking of leaving the house and everything. And there I had to intervene again, and if I wouldn't have intervened, I think he would have had another fit. So epileptic fit, seizure. So these seizures. I mean, sorry. So yeah. So, but now he's in a better mental and physical health, and he lives a few miles away from our actual house. So that is one. Then beyond all of that, the case that I'm fighting, it gets very tough for the UP authorities to perceive, saying that you cannot do anything against the father or against the mother because they're your parents and all that. And then beginning to advise me to get out of the house and shift somewhere else and stuff has been my way of life since the first time since I graduated in 2015 and moved to Bombay. And in 20 until 2020 I was there, but I came back due to COVID, and I kept trying to get back to Bombay with money, and whatever little money I would have, I would rush to Bombay, stay in hostel or stay at friends, look for work and try remaining there, but nothing would work because one, the medical condition in the body because of the witchcraft would worsen my health, and second, because of the witchcraft, the professional circle or the projects or the kind of people that would offer me projects would never be greenlit further at the channel, so I would always keep struggling. So, and whatever little after Bombay, after 2020 that I picked up uh, in terms of updating my CV, it was mostly in I had to pick up work from Noida or Delhi. So these are the things that I've been stuck with, and now today I just request a who can lawyer or probably space, or I don't know what to expect. I expect a quick fast track lawsuit on these pujaris if possible, because whatever is happening in Noida over my father, I have stated very clearly that I do not wish to speak without a lawyer because I fear my life, and I do not also trust the cops there because of their encouragement, I have escaped a murder attempt by my father, and my father drinks. So, yes, these are the things. And his excuse for me to his excuse to beat me up is to see me, working on my career inside the house. And every time I come back with no work, uh, every time I come back with no money in my pocket, if I try for something or if I'm working on something and if it doesn't work out and stuff, obviously I don't speak to anyone. I don't speak to my parents much in the house, but it just it just reflects that things have not worked out. So he just picks up any small excuse. If my dog is sick and if I spend any money on him, on his treatment or on his medicines and stuff, I'll be beaten. And if I have to go to a doctor or so, and if I prefer a government medical aid than a private, so that nobody's money is used on it, then I would be thrashed. So all of these things are there that I've kind of, um, have kind of compiled over as I don't know what in his head. And of course, then my visits to Himachal for the police investigation and all the police inquiry and everything that's going on. So yeah, these are the things, and plus since it's witchcraft, so the way my father tried murdering me, and how my mother encourages and provokes him to beat me at the age of 34 over everything that I'm going through in terms of a career fail and in terms of the body parts failing, or in terms of me losing my social circle and there's no finances in my pocket. I really feel that since they've also been caught as they've confessed many times that you should have been married to a man, and I'm only and I'm a pure queer individual. So these are the things that I've escalated their intentions to beat me, kill me, and somehow make me submit to their reality and make me submit to their desire, either through extreme beating or through extreme witchcraft, which was already a pain in the body. And just to state it further, they got down to being physical, and now I fear I might be raped also sometimes. Or I might be raped by witchcraft, either by my father or somebody. I feel it because the last murder attempt that I escaped, I remember my voice note, my sound recorder was on. In the middle of the fight, I had to put up the sound recorder just to record everything, and yet he snatched away my phone, and we were struggling on the phone. And he groped me to have the phone be dropped down and, pick it up. So I felt that so for the first time I felt, I think this was the second time when I felt that he's, somewhere possessed by one of the pujaris who always wanted to rape me the way they raped me in my dreams. So these are the things, and I would be raped in my dreams, and when I would wake up, the second there'd be uh, rectum bleeding over the rape, and there are many other accounts that can, disturb anyone if they hear my story, or if they hear this case properly. And beyond that, I have my recent medical reports from a government hospital, so that there is no manipulation or whatever in the private doctor, if I go to a private doctor and stuff. So I can state all of that as well. But just wanted to seek legal aid, restraint and a protection order on my parents, and a fast track lawsuit on these pujaris, because the more I reach the cops and the more I try to, uh, you know, file the FIR or work legally on my case or prepare case studies and whatever sections are applied, if I read them and I put them across for whoever, whenever the lawyer comes in, for them to understand that it's just a quick thing to be done, the more those shadow cells that these things, not the shadows, okay, the more uh, whatever they've done to my body inside, it starts extracting. So the pain also goes down. I start sleeping well. My dreams change into something normal, not nightmares or rapes or horror. And half of my body, the first time I filed the FIR uh, uh, by the cop, by the senior IO Hardeep Singh in from Bursar. He got half of my body cleansed, my upper body, and everything. There were four. There were the shadows of three men that I could feel inside. They all were out, and now my underbelly is left. So all my pelvic area still remains numb and extremely, you know, blocking my walk sometimes. And that underbelly is yet left to cleanse. And that is to be, that is to be cleansed. And that over that, I was seeking Hardeep Singh, the IO. Without the IO, I went with the Mahila Thana officials as well to the temple. We recorded a statement there of the visit, and they did their ritual to, in front of the cops to put it out. But since I can read their subconscious, they did not get and exit my body completely. And in front of the cops, they'll do everything, but they need someone very strict, because Hardeep Singh, when the first time he met them, all the account that I explained them, eh, all the body problems that I was going through with them, and all the career that I had, lost because of them. Hardeep sir heard everything, and then within 2 minutes he stated in a very angry tone that if you do not, that I'm giving you 2 minutes, just clean her right away. And they just cleansed only the upper body, and then they said the lower body will require a mother to be in. And when the next day my mother came in, Hardeep sir was to go on a training, so he did not come, but someone else came, and someone else who came had no sense of the case. I explained them as well, yet they did not care much about it. And the pujaris took an advantage of this and tried convincing my mother to remain in touch with them for regular visits the same way they used to do previously, and left me untouched. Untouched as in uncleansed. So they use a stick to put through things and put and things out. And whatever I was dealing with in their absence was basically a lot of pin poking up my rectum, up my G spot, a lot of groping, a lot of pinching inside the body, and schizophrenic auditory hallucinations, and tried visionary hallucinations as well, but visualized hallucinations as well. I took pills for it for like a week or so. It didn't help, but my workout routine and my work and my efforts to go back to the um, to the industry kind of like kept them away. So these are the things that these symptoms. So these are the things that I wanted a case against, so that these men can be, if they do not this time, you know, do it, then I want each one of them slapped hard. So I start confessing everything, because every time I have on my own spoken to them, speaking in my ears in a bad, in a wrong, in an angry tone, not a bad tone, in an angry tone, like how Hardeep sir said, the voices have mellowed down to exiting my brain completely. And and this was the only way I would keeping myself sane into writing my scripts and stuff for almost 10 years, until I met Hardeep sir, and he did the same thing when we met in person, the pujaris, and they cleansed my body in a second. So I realized how my schizophrenia was basically being cut through by my own efforts of being as angry on those voices as possible. So that's one. So now I wanted the lawsuit to be filed on these men as soon as possible, and have the further investigation, have them, cleanse my lower body, extract themselves from my lower body, and then confess whatever the reality is. I was told it was either, I thought it's going to be about money because they're scammers, but it was about them forcing me to marry a man against my sexuality, which my mother also confessed that it was always about money, and obviously money and financial career advices. Career would have been any man who comes into my life, and whatever. But everybody since my childhood, I knew that I'm absolutely gay. So uh, yeah, that's I mean, I've been with women always, so I've always been open about it. So that was one thing that I kind of like felt wrong over, that my right to privacy, almost all my rights were basically violated by everyone. um, my right to pursue this case, investigation, inquiry, everything, from my parents to these pujaris. So these are the things that I wanted to medical and a financial aid against. And yeah, I have to seek protection or restraint order back in Noida, away from the local authorities who believe that their word of wisdom, which landed me into a murder, into an escape of like into an eighth physical, they landed me into an eighth physical assault by my father, which was, if I have the I have the footage, and I don't have the footage, the cops have the footage, the CCTV lift footage, but I have the voice recording. It's really violent. I'll put it up. I'll put across in this mail that, and you'll understand what really went wrong, and my medical reports as well. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much.